It's 8 o'clock on the dot, and I'm like live in a lot of places at the same time, and it makes me so happy. So, Instagram, hello. Facebook, hello. YouTube, hello. So glad that you are here with us tonight. I'm going to give you a few seconds to get settled and to join us. You may notice that my office got rearranged again. I don't know if you noticed it for the past few weeks, my office, I was kind of over there in that corner. We had moved my desk into the sort of like the middle of the room. I have this little wood piece between those two built-ins. It's not super wide, but I was kind of using it as a back desk and then this, and then Brian was using the other side of the desk. And it wasn't working. So I like it better like this. There's more space and that's good. So, hey, Allie from Paul's Valley. Well, that rhymed. How cute. Hi, Joe. It's so good to see you. All of our friends over on Instagram, I'm glad that you're here. And on Facebook. I'd love to know where you're from. I'm going to try not to touch the computer too much because I've got it at a stand today. And I don't want to shake it. Ashley with a brand new baby. Last week I was watching in the hospital and now I can snuggle her and watch training. Ashley, congratulations. I have had 3 babies of my own while I was doing this business. My oldest was 9 months old when I joined, and then we've had 3 foster babies in the process. And so I was just telling someone, I feel like I'm like done with babies. Well, my whole life has been babies, and my whole business has been grown with babies, snuggled or cuddling or nursing or, I love it. Congratulations. Anna from Houston, Mississippi. Hi, love. You know what I freaking love is the end of the month. I love watching y'all promote. I just got on Marco Polo and did a very embarrassing dance for my friend Fifi, who just promoted to Star Director. She's a boss, y'all. She is a boss, and she's just good people, and she's my real life friend, and I'm so excited for her. But I'm so excited for so many of you because it's October, and it is the end of October, and it is showing up like the end of October, and that is super, super fun to watch. So I have something really special, and not special. It's not that special. It's just more important and necessary to talk to you about tonight. And so I need your ears and eyes plugged in. We literally have 8 weeks left in the year, but realistically, when we talk about the holiday season, you have 6 solid weeks to run your business, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So now's the time to tag your teammates to remind them that this is where they're supposed to be right now. And we're going to get started. So, welcome to Online Steps to Success. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Allison Dalkey. If we've never met, if you haven't been here before, if this is your first time, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm thrilled and excited that you are here. This is Online Steps to Success, and we started doing this training actually as a group years and years and years ago, and we did it monthly, and it was super fun. And I need to pull some archives of our Online Steps to Success trainings that were really hysterical and great. But about a year and a month or so ago, I decided I wanted to do this every week, and I initially thought it would be other people, and for a year it's been me, and so here we go. Our goal with Online Steps to Success is to make sure that you are dreaming big dreams with your business, that you're working smarter, not harder, and that you are making a profit and therefore changing your world and the world of the people around you. So that's our goal always. I also have always said that I will never go live unless I have something important to tell you. And usually I have tried to do a content calendar for a long time, and I can't do it because my heart is to share with you what I'm learning or what I'm doing in my business. And it's kind of hard to plan that out. And I don't know, maybe that's why it works. So you kind of get whatever you get each week. And this week you're getting the 6-week sprint because that's where I'm at in my business. And that's where most of you, we're just talking, we have 6 weeks to run, friends. So congratulations to all of you having promotions. Also, why you should listen to me. I have been in direct sales for over 10 years. It's almost 11. I didn't even write that down. Saturday will be 11 years. in direct sales. We've been full-time. Our whole entire income has been from direct sales for the past 10. I'm at the top level of Cincy for 10 years now, and that's pretty daggum exciting. And I just watched a little naked baby run across the hallway. That made me giggle. So I do not know everything, but I have done a lot of things wrong, honestly, and then I've learned how to do things better. And I don't really love the word hustle. Just being upfront and honest with you, I don't love it. It's not my favorite thing. I like the word intentionality. Is intentionality a word? I like being intentional. I think that you can run this business and do it well, and I think you can do it well for a long time. And that's what I want to help you do, is make a profit out of this. I can't decide where I want my hair today. Just ignore me. I'm sorry. I want you to make a lot of money in your business, and I want you to bless a lot of people, and I want you to change your world and change other people's worlds. So that is what we are doing tonight. Y'all down? Okay. Here's what we need to talk about. Tomorrow's Halloween, also one of my children's birthdays, which is a fun fact. And after Halloween, it's just Christmas. Whether you want it to be or not, it is Christmas. And in the retail world, it is Christmas. And you've got to be ready for it to be Christmas. It's the holiday season, friends, and we have to be prepared for it to be the holiday season. So what does that look like and what does that mean? It means we have 6 weeks to make the most money possible in our business and to bless the biggest number of people in our business, and to be very intentional about that. Now, can you have a great holiday season without being intentional? Heck yes, you can. Absolutely. But I'm going to suggest that we look at the next 6 weeks and we decide that we want to sprint. We're going to look at 3 different areas of your business today, because it's time to set our intentions and work with intentions. Here's what's going to happen if you don't. If you choose not to be really intentional about your business over the next 6 weeks, what happens is you will either make less money than you could have, which doesn't sound that great. That doesn't sound that great to me. Or you will feel like you're making great money, like your business is booming, and that your family is getting the attention it deserves. And that is what I want for you, and I know that's what you want. And I have seen far too many people drive themselves into the ground and miss out on really great opportunities and really great memories with their kids and their family because they were so focused on the holiday selling season. So my goal is to try to prevent that tonight. We want to make sure that you are working smart, that you are making money, and that you are utilizing the holiday season to its best potential, but we're going to do it on purpose, not on accident. Okay, so that is the goal. I want this to be the most profit you've ever made from your business at Christmas time, but also I want it to be the most peace you've ever had from like surrounding your family and the traditions you have at the holiday season and all that. And it's possible. I'm going to talk about how. Okay. We're going to look at 3 areas tonight. They just happen to all be C's. I did not plan it this way. You can call them the 3 C's if you want to. But 3 areas of your business tonight. Your calendar, your coaching, and your conversations. Coaching and conversations could sound the same, but they're not. And I'm going to talk about why they're not in just a minute. So let's start with your calendar. Now, I said we have 6 weeks. If you look at the calendar, we really have 6 weeks of selling season left before Christmas time. If you've watched for any amount of time, you know that we take time off every Christmas on purpose. We kind of take time off from about usually December 18th or 15th. It kind of depends. Usually the 18th or 20th. All the way until the middle of January. We do it very intentionally and we do it very much on purpose. And I'm going to show you tonight exactly how we do it because it's possible and we still earn incentive trips and we still have great sales over Christmas. I'm going to show you how we do it. Okay. Are you ready? Do you want to know that? Is that interesting to you? I've had so much pushback about the time that we take off. And I've always said, like, you don't have to take a whole month off because we do take a whole month off. But you've got to take time off. There's got to be like we're not saying the word Cincy for a certain amount of time. It's just good because here's if you're new, you're like, why would I ever not say the word sense of humor? Because if you're new or the fire is still burning heavy, it's hard to see how this could ever get exhausting. But I promise you, it'll get exhausting. And not to be a Debbie Downer, but I want you to be realistic. This is a job that has no walls, it has no boss, it has no real office. So you never leave the office, no one ever tells you what to do, and you don't ever have to turn it off. And that can be super, super challenging in the long term. So the goal is to create some margin and some space in your life, even if it's 5 days, even if it's a week. If you don't do this full time, you can take a full week off for sure. You absolutely can. And your business will still grow and thrive. I tried to put two words together. It's not a thing. Your business will still grow and thrive. And I would like to say that it will grow and thrive even more when you take the time off. And there's several reasons for that. One is that you get a little bit of moment to think and to think about your business big picture and to dream a little bit. We always use that time in the beginning of January to dream again as a couple, as husband and wife team, and to think about what we want moving forward from our business, from our family, for our life. And those are really important conversations to have, and they're hard to have if you're still trying to manage your team and your business, right? Okay. That's my sell on why you need to take a break. Also, I always come back from my break with like 7,000 ideas. I'm like on fire and like love everything about this. When by the end of Christmas, I'm like, I'm so tired, I can't breathe, right? We're going to try to prevent you being tired and so tired you can't breathe. Okay, so here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to pull out your calendar. If you have a paper calendar, I want you to be looking at or thinking about the calendar in your phone if you're a digital planner. And I want you to think about what you've got going on the next 6 weeks. Now, not just in your business, but across the board. What do you have going on? Is it Christmas programs at the kids' school? Is it holiday parties? Do you have a cookie exchange? What do you have going on? I want you to first think about what's going on personally. So what is happening in your world personally? Do you have things going on at church? Are you serving? Is there I don't know, whatever. Whatever's happening, I want you to think about, first of all, the question, does my business need to be involved in any part of this activity? Okay, what does that mean? So, for instance, if I were going to a cookie exchange, yes, I would take cookies, but I would also probably take samples of Christmas cottage or room sprays as little gifts for all my friends that are going to be there, right? How do we incorporate your business into the things that you're already doing? It's an incredibly important skill to have, and it doesn't happen on accident. It happens by being intentional. So how can you incorporate any business really into what you are doing already? How do we grow our love for, or grow other people's love for our product? It is by sharing, right? It's absolutely by sharing. Okay. Oh my gosh, Jennifer says she has 7 birthdays. This is so important to note. I talk about this a lot. I have two of my 4 kids were born in March, and March is a new catalog season for us. And it has always been a challenge for me. Not a challenge, it's just I've always had to be super, super like laser focused. We have a new catalog launching, and I have 2 birthdays and spring break. It's like insanity in March. But with intentionality, you can literally do anything. So birthday parties, events, cookie exchange, maybe you have supper club, whatever you have going on. I want you to do some brainstorming about how you can incorporate your product, at least, into those conversations. Listen, not in a sleazeball way, not in a you trying to sell something, simply in a you sharing way. I think sometimes I hear people say all the time, oh, I'm not a salesperson. I could never do this business, whatever. You don't have to be a salesperson. You have to love the product that you're selling, and you have to be willing to share it with people all the time. Any opportunity that you have, you share the product that you love. So well, I know Fifi's not watching Online Stuff with Success. I just called her out because she just Marco Polo'd me. I was just talking about it earlier because she promoted to star director. So already, how can I incorporate this product that I love into the things that are already happening? We do little teacher gifts at Christmas. They do not have to be big, but now is the time to start using your host credit to your benefit, right? To be getting things for your hostesses, to be getting things, if you're going to dinner at somebody else's house for Thanksgiving, that is an incredible opportunity for you to take over a warmer and some bars. That is the perfect host gift for Thanksgiving. You guys, if you don't host Thanksgiving, hosting Thanksgiving is a lot of work. And host a gift and take them some Scentsy or a room spray. It doesn't matter what your budget is. Work around your budget and utilize our product to use as often as possible. Does that make sense? Okay. So think about everything you have going on personally. Then I want you to think about everything that you have on the books for your business. Do you have events scheduled? Do you have Facebook Live parties? Do you have real parties? Are you doing holiday parties? What do you have going on? And if you're looking at your calendar thinking, I don't have anything going on right now, now is the time. Now is the time to get your calendar filled. Do not wait until the middle of November to try to book December. It's a horrible idea. Your calendar should be booked out for the next 6 weeks right now. And if it hasn't happened yet, I want that to be your plan for the rest of this week, that the rest of your calendar gets booked out for your events. Now, we've already looked at our personal events, right? So we know what's happening in our personal lives. It's very important. If we fail to look at what's going on in our personal lives and we just start scheduling our business stuff, you are going to be in a world of hurt, okay? So we look at our personal stuff, then we look at our business stuff, and we decide, okay, how am I going to front load December? December needs to be front loaded. What does front load mean? It means we put as much as we can in the first 2 weeks of the month. So come December 15th, you can let your hands off the wheel a little bit. You can focus on your family. Everything can be done tied with a pretty little bow. You made a lot of great money and things are great, right? That's what I want for you. That's my goal for me. So look at what you have going on personally. Schedule your business stuff around it. Now, here's the other thing. There is such thing as overscheduling, and overscheduling can lose you profit. I'm going to say it again in case you didn't hear me. Overscheduling can lose you profit. Okay. How on earth could that be possible? You're thinking like, that doesn't even make sense. That's so counterintuitive. So when we have our life, right? You have your personal life happening. And then you add on top of that everything you want to accomplish in your business. So you've got 3 fundraisers, you've got 4 basket parties, you've got 2 home events, 1 vendor event, whatever you have going on. And you aren't doing those well because you're so exhausted. It's almost like you might as well not even have done it. So this is a reality check for some of you. Look at what you can actually physically do that makes sense for you and freaking do it, and do it awesome and kill it. But if there's something that you're not quite sure of, let it go. I'm going to give you an example. I have an event this Saturday that I have done for a couple years now. It's at my kids' school. It's like the perfect event. I don't do a lot of events. It's 5 minutes from my house. Like, the clientele base is everything that you would ever want. Moms that go to the same school district as my kids, right? And I had to let it go this year. I didn't let it go. Well, I didn't let it go. I gave it to one of my downline. Because I really needed to have my son's birthday party on Saturday. And it just wasn't going to work any other day. And I want to make sure that he's being honored and celebrated. And if I had done that event, I would have resented it. And I wouldn't have done my best. And I wouldn't have done it well. Did I want to give up the event? No, not exactly. But we also have to make sure that we're guarding our hearts and that we're doing what's best for our family. So instead, I will be here having a freaking Transformer birthday party for a 6-year-old. And it's going to be amazing. Right? And I'm going to love every minute of it. And I'm going to be really, really glad that I'm not at that vendor event thinking, golly, maybe we should have done a birthday party this morning. Okay? That's just an example. I'm not telling you to let things go, but I'm telling you to think about what matters the most. And if you need to sometimes do something strategically, do it strategically. Okay? That was a strategic move on my part. So we're going to look at everything that you've got going on. If you have nothing on the books, now is the time. Now, here's the other thing I want you to think about. I want you to be strategic about the kinds of events you put on the books. So maybe you're thinking, gosh, we have so much going on, right? And everything that we're doing with the holiday season and just kid stuff and family and traveling, whatever you've got going on. And you may think, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. That's when you do it strategically. Maybe you're doing Facebook Live parties only. Maybe you're doing basket parties only. Maybe you're only doing work parties. Maybe whatever it looks like for you. However you are selling product. Maybe you're really, really laser focused on your social media calendar and your content and growing your social media following. Maybe that's what you're working on. You decide what's going to work best for you in this season and then focus on that. Laser focus on it. That's so vital. But I'm going to encourage you to take your calendar and by the end of this week, have the next 6 weeks planned out in terms of your business. This is what I'm doing on social media. This is what I'm doing. These are the events and the parties and the things that I'm doing. Get things booked now. Get on the phone, start texting, start following up. That needs to happen right now. The other thing, here's some other things I want you to think about when you're thinking about your calendar. So one of the things I think about when I look at my calendar is, what do I want? How do I want my customers to purchase? And how do I want, and when, right? How and when do I want them to purchase? What you say and do can drive the way your customers purchase and when they do. Okay, I'm going to give an example. So let's say Thanksgiving is coming up. We typically, my kids are off the entire week of Thanksgiving for the U.S. I know Canada already had their Thanksgiving, but my kids are off that whole week, and we do nothing. We stay in our jammies and we bake and we do all the fun things. And just in all honesty, I don't want to be running my business over Thanksgiving. My kids are home. We're doing family stuff. My sister-in-law is going to be in town with her baby. I want to do all those things. And you know what? You should. But you have to do it smart. So this is where the difference between a business owner and a hobbyist, this is where the difference is big. A business owner will say, I'm going to lay low Thanksgiving week. I'm going to lay low in terms of my business. But a hobbyist will just lay low but not do it smart. Does that make sense? Okay. Let me give you an example of how you can do this. So one of the things that I will do and that I have planned is to get out several turkey trots. What is a turkey trot? A turkey trot is basically a party on the go that is intentionally being given to someone who's going to visit family over Thanksgiving. So it becomes a point of fun and excitement, and everybody, you know what happens. It's hard to even, you know what happens when everybody starts smelling testers. It's just fun. So a turkey trot is where you send a party on the go with somebody who's going to visit family for the purpose of them to get free and half price goodies that they can then use as Christmas presents, right? Great. But you know what I want to do? I want this to go to those hosts the weekend before Thanksgiving, and then I want to pick them up the weekend after, right? Or I want to arrange to get them in the weekend after. Whatever it looks like for you. You decide. My point is that you're doing it with intentionality. So your business is working while you're baking pumpkin pie. You get it? It's not going to happen on accident. It's going to happen because you decided you wanted to have 6 basket parties out over Thanksgiving break. And what does that mean? It means you're making money while you're hanging out with your kids. I mean, that's pretty much the coolest, right? Jamie says, turkey trot for me is basically mini basket parties with a prize for the hostess with the highest sales. Oh, I love it. I love it. One thing you can do that's really fun, and I've done this with my Facebook Live hosts before. So if I have however many Facebook Live hosts in a month, they get put in a group, either a group text or a messenger group, whatever, where I introduce the same concept. That whoever gets the most attendees or the highest sales or the highest shares on the videos, on the live video, a combination of things earns them points, and whoever has the highest points, then they earn an extra prize, and it's a host prize, and I'll tell them what it is, and it might be like a bottle of wine and my favorite warmer or whatever. It could be whatever, but you could do the same thing for your turkey trot guests or for your turkey trot hosts. So a mini basket party, whoever gets the most in sales for that week gets this special prize, whatever you wanted to give. Okay, fantastic ideas. This is what I'm talking about when I say be intentional. You're getting it out right now. You're having those conversations right now. You're finding out who's going to see family, who's going to be around 35 people in one day. That's an incredible party, right? And who's going to be hustling for you to try to collect orders because they want that extra host gift you gave them, right? That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying being intentional. Also, when it comes to you deciding how you want your customers to order and when, this is vital. So another thing you might want to look at when you're looking at your calendar. So I buy these like cheap, I don't know, this was probably like $6. Like, it's like real thin and flimsy, like just a monthly. And I use this kind of as my booking calendar, and I use it sort of as my content planner. And what I mean by that is I intentionally plan the content that I want on social media to drive the behavior that I want. In addition, I intentionally plan the conversations that I'm having with my customers, with my potential recruits, etc., based on when and why I want them to order. So let's say that you want to do something for Black Friday. Maybe you want to do a text special. So from now until Black Friday, you are solely focused on collecting text message or phone numbers, cell phone numbers that you can add to your text list so that you can send out this very special text special that you as a consultant are doing. Remember, we can only do specials one-on-one, direct to customers. You cannot broadcast that to the public, but it is something you can do specifically for your customers. So maybe you say, I really want to do something special on, like maybe around Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Like you decide. You decide when you want orders in. Do I want those at the end of November? Do I want them at the beginning of December? What do I want that to look like? And then you come up with a plan on how you're going to drive that behavior from your team, from your customers. Is it via text? Are you going to do an email drip campaign? What are you going to do to push them to either your personal website or to maybe get rid of some of the stock that you have from tons of free and half price stuff over the years, right? You decide the behavior that you want, and then you intentionally go after that behavior, okay? That's how we start to really look at our calendar and make it work for us, okay? So we want to be looking at personal stuff, parties, social media content. What are we going to say, when, and why? Text specials. What else are you going to do? There's a million ideas around the holidays, but I will tell you what, if you don't get it on the books now and start promoting and marketing now, other things will sweep it under the rug, okay? Next 6 weeks are vital. All right, let's talk about area number 2, which is your coaching. What do I mean by your coaching? Well, for one, we talked a few weeks ago about coaching your team and what that looks like and holding them accountable and encouraging them. But also, so I want you to keep doing that. And that's really important that you're staying connected with your team, because this is the time for promotions where they need to be promoting up the ranks over the next couple months. But also, I want you to really be focused on host coaching. So I don't care what kind of parties you're doing. If you're doing Facebook Live, I don't care if you've never done a real life party, I do not care. The coaching that we do for our hosts is vital, whether it's your basket party host, your Facebook Live host, or your in-person party host. And this is why. This is your business, not theirs. And yes, they want free and half price stuff, but free and half price stuff is free and half price stuff. You're trying to earn a paycheck, right? Or a trip, or both. And when you're trying to earn something bigger than just free and half price stuff, it is much more on your mind. It is your responsibility and part of your duty as a great consultant to coach your hosts well. Not everybody knows how to host. So what do I mean by that? If you are doing Facebook Live parties, for example, I have an entire script that I got from the fabulous Kimberly Polito that I use to coach my hosts on very specific days. So let's say I was doing a Facebook Live party on Friday. I would be touching base with my host 3 days before. Well, how do you touch base with your host 3 days before if you're not being intentional about your host coaching? This is where so many people miss. So many of you are struggling with the number of people that show up at parties, everything's a flop, blah, 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 all the things because you're not coaching your host right. You have to coach them. It's like they're in Little League and they need to be reminded that to keep their eye on the ball. Okay, it is your job to coach them to have a successful party. There's benefit in it for them. They're getting more free and half price stuff, right? And you're getting more PRV and adding more people to your network the more you coach host. Alyssa says, can you share that host coaching script? Yes, it's actually on this page in the files section, or I think it's called files. I'll go check and I'll let you know. But it's on this page. I talked about it like last year when I talked about Facebook Live parties, and I shared that exact script. So it's all there. And it could be edited too, also to use for any kind of party. You want to be in constant communication with your hosts so that they are in communication with their potential party guests. That's the biggest thing. Because your host has a little bit of, she's got a little skin in the game because she agreed to have a party, whatever kind, a basket party, a Facebook party, a real party, whatever. But her potential customers, they don't really have any skin in the game. They're her like attendees, they have no skin in the game. It doesn't matter if they show up or not, right? To them. So we want to make sure that she is over communicating to them and reminding them, hey, I'd love to see you, that she's getting head counts, that she's sending out reminders, that she's encouraging, she's letting them know what the expectation is, all of those things beforehand so that they actually show up. Because what good is a booked party if nobody shows up? So I want you to put your coaching in the books. I want you to put all of your coaching in the books. Bruce says, there's nothing worse than hearing someone say, host a party for me and I'll do all the work for you. That is the worst. So it's a partnership. When you have a host, it is a partnership. And you need to do your part as the consultant to make sure that they get the experience that benefits them the most, that gets them the most free and half price stuff. But they're going to have to follow up their customers, their friends, right? Their friends and family. They're going to have to encourage them. So make sure that your host coaching and your team coaching is all in your calendar. When are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And what are you saying? Those things matter so much, okay? Oh, there's so many great ideas being shared on Facebook in the conversations, by the way. Edna, that one's fantastic. Oh, it's not funny.
What?
I almost had a heart attack.
It's want to scare you live.
It's not funny.
So they know what you deal with every day. It's okay. Okay.
My heart has palpitations right now.
I was standing there for like 30 seconds.
Well, that's really scary.
Yeah.
It's really freaky then if you're standing there. So, yeah, stay alive. I can't see outside because we have no outdoor lighting. Okay. We talked about your calendar. We talked about your coaching. The third thing I want you to intentionally do and think about is your conversations. What conversations are you having and with whom? We talked last week immensely about conversations that lead to new recruits. I was a little bit on fire last week about how you increase your profit in your business, and it is not by increasing your sales, friends. I hate to tell you that. You don't make more money by increasing your sales. You make a little bit more money, yes. long term. It is not the vision of direct sales. It's the beautiful, gorgeous thing about direct sales. But you must build a team. And to build a team, you have to intentionally think about the conversations that you are going to have with other people about joining your team. We said that beautiful phrase that Cass shared with us last week. Have you ever thought about making money with Scentsy? Well, I don't know. Have I? Maybe, yes. I have heard so many of you tell me like ridiculous stories that the next day you got on the phone or you got it on text or messenger and started saying that very thing. Have you ever thought about making money with Scentsy? 5 recruits in a day, some of you like blowing it out of the water because you changed your wording and you were intentional about the conversations that you were having. It makes all the difference in the world. And now is the time to have those conversations. You don't have 6 weeks to have those conversations. I don't want to bust your bubble, but you will get the majority of people joining your team that are interested in joining between now and Thanksgiving. 3-ish weeks. 3.5? 3.5 weeks. 3 weeks. 3-ish weeks. Because what we see a lot of times is once Christmas comes, I'm not saying you can't get people to join your team in December. You sure can. But once Christmas comes, it's a little bit harder. They're already focused on what they got going on, and the conversation will shift. You can still plant seeds, but the conversation will shift to like after Christmas or for the new year or whatever. It's not impossible, but you're going to get the most bang for your buck in team building over the next 3 weeks. What conversations are you going to have and with whom right now and over the next 3 weeks? They are vital, they are important, and they are necessary for you to make the most amount of money over the next 6 weeks before Christmas so you can take a break. Really quickly, I want to talk about, yes, Brittany says, plant seeds with every conversation. Absolutely. Jessica, you do need to go watch last week. I was lit up. Somebody had given some bad advice, and I was just wanting to correct it. Okay, real quick, I want to talk about, so we talked about 3 things. How do we make the most money over the next 6 weeks? It is going to be laser focus, it's going to be intentionality, and it's going to be focused around 3 areas of your business. Your calendar, right? Everything, did I say it weird? It looked weird when I said it. Your calendar, your coaching, that's your team, and your hosts, and your conversations. What conversations are you having about joining your team? And those conversations are vital in the next 3 weeks, like vital. Like you better start making a list of the people that you're going to have that conversation with and start doing it ASAP. Because over the next 3 weeks, someone can join and make a paycheck before Christmas. See what I'm saying there? It's important. So your calendar, your coaching, and your conversations, they need to be planned out and intentional right now. Now, the other thing, I want to give you a little tip. For those of you thinking, okay, you know what, I am going to need a break. I want to think about taking a break. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to tell you how we take a 4-week break every year. We've done it for the past few years. It's been super intentional. I had a double mastectomy 2 Decembers ago, and obviously I took off time then. I took off like 6 weeks then, and so it was more challenging for sure, but it taught me how to do it. And so here's how we do it. I will shut her down probably on December 18th. A lot of times I do it based around the shipping deadline cutoff, and it keeps getting later and later every year because our shipping team is bomb. But I keep kind of pushing it later and later, and that's fine. One of the ways I push it later and later, or like they push it later, I've been pushing my date earlier, is by really encouraging online orders. And so especially in those, like once we get our Christmas delivery cutoff date, so if you're new, what that means is Scentsy will say, here's the date that we can guarantee we will get product out of the warehouse into UPS's hands so that it can be delivered by Christmas Eve. I think y'all, anybody remember what it was? Was it the 18th or it was later? I don't remember. But once they announced that date, I start making email campaigns for my customers that are going out every couple days, that are reminding them 2 more days until, the shipping deadline. And I also am having lots of conversations about if you want this at your house to wrap before you leave for vacation, like to go see family, you need it on this day. So we're having all those conversations and being super intentional about that. But then also, I communicate with my customers that I am taking a break. And so I tell them, after this date, we're going to be kind of off the grid. You may or may not see us on social media on our personal pages, but we're going to kind of be doing our nonsensy thing. So if you need light bulbs, if you need wax, if you need Christmas cottage, if you need whatever you need, you get it now. Otherwise, order from my website. That's a beautiful thing too, right? They can order from your website all the time. And that's fantastic. And I just let them know that that's kind of where we're at. And it has never been an issue, and it's always been fantastic. But the thing I do is I front load my December, which means the first 2 weeks of December, I'm working my booty off. I'm working around our other obligations. I'm working around our other family things and kids stuff. But I'm doing it on purpose, and I'm doing it with the goal of having 2,000 PRV before the 15th of the month. That is my goal for December. And my calendar reflects that. And then come December 15th, I've communicated with my team, I've communicated with my customers, or whatever day I decide to go off the grid, right? And so I already have my PRV in for the month. My team and customers know what's going on. And I get kind of a checkout, which I need. After 11 years, I need a checkout. And some of you may be thinking, I've only been in 2 years and I need a checkout. Yes, you do. Burnout is a real thing. And it is so rampant in direct sales because, like I said earlier, there's no office door to close. There's no off button. There's no boss. There's no, right? None of that. You have to put your own boundaries up, and you have to decide what's best for your health and your well-being and your family in this season. And so for me, the very last thing I want to do is be trying to deliver a product on Christmas Eve. Not going to do it. And you shouldn't either. But you can do it and be successful and serve your customers well by doing it smart and doing it on purpose. So then it rolls over to a new year, right? And here comes January. Now, the other thing I'm doing this year that I'm really excited about that I haven't done in the past is I'm setting up an email drip campaign. So my customers are going to get some emails from me over this period of time, and they're still going to know, don't text me. Don't tell me you need light bulbs on your porch. Not doing that right now. And I just am very, very honest with my customers, and I have been from the beginning. They know this is what we do. We love serving them. We serve them really well. They also know, okay, she's on a break, and that's cool with them. But they're going to get an email drip campaign from me for several reasons. One, they're still knowing that, yes, I thought of you. Also, it's linked to my website, right? So they can go and shop if they need to because they got Christmas money from grandma. Cool. Go spend it on a new warmer. I would love for you to do that. But they're getting drip campaigns from me, and it's also warming them up to a fun beginning of the new year special that I'm going to do for my customers. So it's just one of those things that I have planned that I know that I want to do as a thank you and it's special to them. It's also something I use to book up all the way through February. That's a 10% off month. It's a sale month. And so I'm intentionally working that. Is that mine?
It's mine.
You drinking out of a unit?
Yeah. Lucy thought it was cool.
Isn't it cute? It is cool. So you're doing it intentionally. I'm not asking you to be reckless with your customers or what you've been given or even your team. I'm asking you to do it smart, okay? The other thing that we do is I already have things, I don't right now, but I will already have things booked for January when we get back from the Cincy incentive trip. So I will already have Facebook Live parties booked for January. I will already have things happening in January, so I'm not scrambling or worrying about my PRV for those last 2 weeks. Does that make sense? And any of you can do the exact same thing. Okay. Okay. We do really love mugs. It's just kind of a thing.
We get mugs like anytime we travel. That's kind of what we get. We get a cool mug.
So Cindy says, what if Scentsy does a special during your time off? Do you jump on and message people and work just for that time? I don't, because I really need the time off. It's totally up to you, and that's something you need to decide. But
I think too, people need to. It depends on what stage you're in your business. Too.
It sure does.
And don't start like our customers have gotten used to our break because they know it and we communicate it well. Don't let your first break be a month.
Oh, yeah. Well, unless you're SSD and you can just say very honestly to your team, your customers and your team, need a break. That's okay.
And if that's the case and you want to do that, maybe have a downline that lives close to you that you can refer some business to over that break. Because if your people aren't used to it, you're still going to get a text on December 23rd saying, oh my gosh, I need a warmer for my mother-in-law. But you're on a break. But you can forward that text to one of your downline that's close that you know working their business up until Christmas.
Sure.
So wean your way into it. I just feel like it's bad advice to tell people that haven't ever done that. Say, hey, take a month off.
Oh, no. I'm not saying take a month off. I'm saying be
not.
intentional. But my biggest piece of advice was over-communicate. That you're over-communicating, that you're being very clear about the time that you're taking off, when, where, and why, how else they can get product, all of those things. Okay. All right. Let's talk after me. Amy says, how do you handle Bring Back My Bar? Do you still order bar sets, prep them, get them out before January 1st? That's a great question. I will get on and order my, set of Bring Back My Bar bars. But I don't do anything with them until I come back. And one of the things that I have planned is a January, beginning of the year, customer Bring Back My Bar party kind of thing. And it's something I host. So I have control over it. I have control over the communication over it. But other than that, I'm not doing anything humongous in terms of utilizing my testers for that purpose. Does that make sense? Okay.
Honestly, for us, January is kind of a year planning month. So, again, it depends on the stage of your business. But once you get to a point like at SSD, you kind of have to, at some point early in the year, sit down and kind of plan out your training for the year, the way you're going to lead your team, the way you're going to lead your group. And so some of our focus is more on that. You don't do a ton of parties in January usually.
No,
but we have a lot of downline that do, and they're really successful at it. So
I will host.
They'll do everything like us, depending on where you're at in your business.
So I will host, like I said, a Bring Back My Bar party, like an open house kind of thing. It'll be more like it won't be Bring Back My Bar specifically. I won't brand it like that. I'll brand it as a New Year, New You, some kind of party like that for my customers. And then I will also do Facebook Live parties in January, and that's kind of going to be the bulk of what I do. My Facebook Live parties are super successful, so that's what I'll kind of focus on in January, and then book from there. Drip emails. I saw several questions about drip emails. A drip email campaign is something you can do in an email marketing program like MailChimp, or I think Mad Mimi does it. I'm not sure. Constant Contact or Infusionsoft, or there's tons of email programs. I would highly recommend MailChimp if it's something you're looking into. Building an email list and communicating with your customers on a more regular basis than just what Scentsy sends a newsletter out to is a great and fantastic idea. I know that so many of you have VIP groups and you have things happening on social media and all of that, and that's really great. But it's also very, very, very wise to have people's contact information and to be putting things in their inbox in a regular fashion, especially if you're doing events and you're meeting new people that way. A drip email campaign can be a great way for someone to get to know you. And you do it one time and it's done. And there are a gazillion trainings out there about drip campaigns. But if you just start Googling, you will figure it out. But it's basically an automated email that you set up to be sent out on a certain time. So you're scheduling it to go out. Better than Maven, different than Maven. It's just different than Maven. So it's scheduled. It's an email. I know that some of you are like, I don't read emails. Well, but you do. And there are the statistics show that email still is king in the sales world because people still have to check their email. There are certain things that come only via email, and when you start getting in someone's email inbox regularly and they're seeing your name over and over again, here's what you can't control. You can't control the algorithm on Facebook, and you can't control the algorithm on Instagram, but you can control how many times you show up in somebody's inbox. And you definitely don't want to spam people. So I would say before you even jump into the world of email marketing, that you take an inexpensive course or you go search YouTube or Google. There's so much information out there, but there are huge, huge ways you can utilize email marketing that are, for one, I love it because it's automated and hugely beneficial to your customer base, but also can be really beneficial to your team. Megan, I have about...
You do one of those that's just that?
No, I have one that's already just that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So I have a mock Facebook Live party on this page. Under the video section, go search for Facebook Live parties. I did one just for you guys. It's a mock, and it's probably exactly what you're looking for. Jill McCarthy, who is the queen of all things marketing
and social media, says drip campaigns is all I ever use. Here's the thing about a drip campaign, you guys. If you're going to take anyone's advice, take hers on this.
Seriously,
yeah.
Automation is king, and a drip campaign is an automated thing that you have done one time that you can send to most. I'm going to give an example. Let's say you're doing an event, or a party, doesn't matter, but you meet a customer for the first time. And so you have met this customer. They have bought product for you from the first time. It could be a Facebook Live party.
For the first time?
Yeah, I'm just super fast, whatever. It could be a Facebook Live party. It could be anything that they have purchased. It could be an online order that you don't even know the person. They get put into your email marketing. They get put into your email campaign list that's specifically for new customers. And maybe it's 5 emails over 2 weeks. Normally, 5 emails over 2 weeks is too much, but initially 5 emails over 2 weeks is how somebody can get to know you. So it doesn't need to all be salesy. It needs to be them getting to know you, because what do we know about customers? They buy from people they know, like, and trust. And they will default to people over and over again that they know, like, and trust. And that's the beautiful thing about an email drip campaign, is it can be you getting to know them, or them getting to know you and trust you as their consultant, right? And once you create that drip campaign one time, it's done. And then you put emails in there and they automatically send out, and it's a beautiful thing. So something to look into for somebody. I love you, Jill. Mwah. And I miss you. Okay, so that's really all I have for you guys today. I just want to reiterate before we go away. You have a 6-week sprint, friends. You have 6 weeks right now, really before the holiday season, to make the biggest impact, to make the most money, to grow your team the most substantially right now. And remember, we talked about your team growth is really going to happen over the next 3 weeks, big time. Now, don't stop trying to grow your team in December, but I want you to mega push over the next 3 weeks, because this is the time when people are thinking Christmas is coming, I should make more money. Yes, you should, and you should do that with your Scentsy business, right? So who are you having those conversations with? We talked about 3 things. Being intentional with your calendar, your coaching, and your conversations. Now is the time. You guys are going to have a fantastic holiday season. I know it. But remember, it doesn't have to be full of hustle. It doesn't have to be full of stuff. It can be intentional. It can be a blessing. But it's going to be on purpose. And it'll only be on purpose if you make it that way. So I love y'all. I hope that you have a fantastic week, a fantastic tomorrow, end of the month. Have a great Halloween, but also have a really, really, really great end of the month. We promoted a superstar director 10 years ago tomorrow. Yep.
Crazy. And thanks for all the birthday wishes this week, guys. I am really sorry I didn't reply to any of them, but I had a lot, and a lot of them were from y'all, and I really appreciate it.
He got blown up because y'all are the coolest.
She was keeping me busy on my birthday, so I couldn't respond to Facebook.
We had a good time. Okay.
Dinner, it was, don't be weird.
Yeah.
Our 11-year-old's in the room. She just walked in.
We're rude in front of her all the time.
Be weird in front of your kids.
You should.
Yeah.
Which one do I look at?
It's hard to say.
I know.
There's 3 cameras, and she's like, which one do I look at? We don't know.
I just kind of stare off in the space.
Instagram doesn't get much eye contact.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that and stuff.
One time I should just stare at it.
The YouTube and the Facebook camera are the same, but there's still 3 screens.
Okay.
We love y'all. We'll be back live next Tuesday night talking about, I don't know, whatever I'm learning about or whatever I'm doing. And remember, dream big, work smart, make money, change your world and the world of those around you. Love you.
I like this one.
And we will talk to you very, very soon.
Love you guys. See ya.
Happy end of the month.
Say bye, Addie.
Bye.
Okay. It's like 7 minutes for me to end them all.
You're still on. Hi. We love you too.